van to go in, but he wouldn't cooperate. But this is Wayne. He's one of our longtime members and in charge of the tractor driving. So if you're interested in being a volunteer that we all talked about earlier, please see Wayne. Kaylee Crossman, can you please come to the honors with? And how you doing, Farmer Wayne? Okay, this is Farmer John. Has one of the McCune boys in it, driving the tractor. That's Andy McCune. Has the wagon all to himself. That could have been your new best friend there, finance man. That could have been you in there. Looks like we got a court here of some sort. This is tractor number 514. It's a 1947 Farm All A, driven by Chris Milkey out of Ontario. Oh, driven by May Milkey, sorry. With the Miss Bonsall in court, and Miss Celtic, it looks like. All the pretty ladies with all the pretty crowns are tiaras. I'm a girl dad, I know that. This is Chris Milkey here. The other half. Oh, never mind, they're not the other half. Okay, Chris is driving a 1928 Farm All M. He's pulling a 1920 Reliance wagon with a 1935 New Idea hay loader. He's in the business of picking up. Lockhart coming up here. He's got his 100-year-old Dodge truck. Ma in the back, she's going to make sure that that moonshine stays on board. She's got some extra, but she doesn't share. Not even a little bit. Gary Lockhart, right here locally.
Look, even Johnny's laughing.
This is Bruce McDaniel driving a 1955 Ford 900. He just finished restoration this month. It's a beautiful tractor. Bruce has several pieces of equipment here, and they are all equally as beautiful. Look at that smile on his face. That is a one proud man. Well done, Bruce. Number 1320, this is a T20 Ferguson, restored by Bruce McDaniel, owned by Bruce McDaniel, for his brother, because it is not Bruce driving it. Roger, is it Roger McDaniel? Or just Roger Dodger? Thank you, Roger Dodger. It's another beautiful piece of equipment. And he's going to plow on the back too. 1307 is a Ford 801, bought and restored in 1972. Then found in southern Ohio and brought back and left and restored by Bruce. Hang on. Restored by Bruce and Guy McDaniel used this tractor. Guy McDaniel used this tractor to pay his way through college. This is a museum-owned case steam engine, driven by Zim. He is one of our younger members here, but very wise beyond his years. Look at that focus and concentration. That's a case steam engine. I believe it's got about 16 horsepower. Pretty amazing the way they made these things back in the day. We got Barry here driving a, I'm going to say 1940-ish? 55 Farmall 100. This is Ron Hetrick driving a 1944 John Deere Model B. They call it the Warbird. That 730 diesel John Deere. I think that's one of the first pieces ever made. I can't find his number. This is Virgil with number 501, driving the Mac 1924 Mac Model 8C. See, like I said, some of these older ones go way back. I mean, this is here almost 100 years old, and this is Virgil showing us how he walks the dog. Owned by Virgil White, driven by Virgil White. Virgil lives here in Vista. He too has a bunch of equipment stuff as another major volunteer and a huge contributor to the museum. If you hear that whistling in the background, that's the Jet Cadet. You'll see that in a second. Meanwhile, on the main stage, we've got number 983, which is a 1974 Wheel Horse D200, restored by Bruce McDaniel, driven by Finnegan, his grandson. Here we have a 1985 Craftsman 18 horsepower, owned by John Leach, driven by Elon, the grandson of John. And I'm willing to bet that's Grandpa taking for sitting back, waiting. You ought to have a recliner there, a lazy boy. Lazy boy instead of lazy grandpa. Okay, I guess that was a bad one too. This is 851 as they quit talking. '51 is a tool truck designed and custom built from scratch by retired Marine and Vietnam veteran John Leach. Let's get a round of applause and design that thing all on his own. He lives in Vista. This is Georgie. This is a 1945 John Deere Model C, owned by Dorothy Lyon out of Escondido. driven by Dorothy. Dorothy's also another volunteer here. He'll be driving the Anheuser-Busch pig truck later on. That's his favorite vehicle right there. You can still smell the hops and barley. This is Bruce McDaniel again with his jet power. 1967 Jet engine powered tractor built by Bruce McDaniel at Escondido. I don't know about you folks, but I would love to see how fast that thing really goes. Number 528 is a 1941 Farmall H. Owned and driven by Stan Foraker out of Marlboro. Hope I got that right, Stan. This is Jack. Jack is another volunteer around here. He does a lot of countless hours of mowing lawns and stuff. This tractor is actually for sale. It is give me a minute. It is a 1956 Farmall 620. Owned by Teresa and Jack Burns, driven by Jack Burns. You folks should own that tractor right there. Oh, this is a new one. This time wasn't here last weekend, but he came and saw me this morning. I remember the name. Oh, hang on, I gotta find 527. This is a new program, and we have yet to get it done. This is a BMC Nuffield diesel. This is built in the UK and driven all the way here with that brush hog behind it. He cleared the way all the way from UK, folks. That tractor turned into a boat and came all the way from across the pond. From Westwood, out of Ingleburn, Belgium. I don't know where that is. That's Bergen, somewhere up north. And I think this is number 1336. It's a 1950 Caterpillar DS. This is a museum piece of equipment. It is driven by Jason Keelock. is a 1957 Farmall 230. This tractor came up from Iowa, owned and driven by Tom Klinger from Long Beach. How's the Buttercup sounding? That's Curtis Frederickson from Long Beach, driving his Farmall McCormick Model A. He is also one of the main contributors to the potato races or the potato games. He puts lots of smiles on kids' faces today. Made lots of little tater tots very happy. This is a 1952 John Deere Model A, owned by Dwayne and Sharon McBride out of Hurupa Valley, driven by Dwayne.
Grandpa? Grandson.
He's another happy member here. Here comes a little tater tot himself, escorted by his mom. She heard there was going to be lots of bad jokes today, so she wore her boots because it was going to get deep. She does not like you so bad. That's okay, we can hear what I'm saying. There's a 1980 John Deere Model 111, owned and restored by Weston Knack, escorted by Katie Knack. Who is small? They have the whole family out here. I'm going to say this is his most adorable granddaughter. And maybe even the favorite. Escorted by Lori, who also goes by Mom. The 1936 John Deere Unstyled P, owned and restored by Bud Knack, driven by Ron Knack. Hey, I'll get you all straight one of these days. Might be a few years, but that's a very pretty tractor right there. That might be one of my favorites. This is This is Caleb Wall driving a 816 local tractor. Here's another one of our younger volunteers. We see the rest of the guys have. I don't know about you, but I can't grow one. 48 years old, I can only get about 3 whiskers. Or this is a real pretty Farmall 350. Taking pictures. Eric needs a hug today, so if you see Eric, give him lots of hugs and smiles. Eric is also the president of the museum here. He puts in a lot of hours too. His hands are in almost everything. Let's get a round of applause for Eric. .326 is a 1923 Best 30. Donated by Carl's father, owned by the museum, driven by Carl Van Sigrid. It's a nice ride, Carl. Okay, this is what, 1904, probably? 1925 is only off by 21 years. This is a rumbly oil pole. Sweatshirt on the, did anybody lose a sweatshirt here, folks? Yes? Do I hear yes? Oh, look at that. That was one joke that worked out. Where? You get yourself a tractor and we can put that stuff in there about you too. The favorite son-in-law. That's another pretty tractor too. Nobody can deny it. Bruce McDaniel does some good work. I'm gonna fair to jump off and say this is probably another Bruce McDaniel piece of equipment. Number 1266. One of the original numbers. The Ford 2000 offset designed primarily for tobacco farming in the South. Oh no, this one's owned by Guy McDaniel and driven by Guy McDaniel, which would be Bruce's brother. No? Son? Oh, Bruce's son. Sorry. You both look very young. Okay, here's number 16. He wants to be racing, doesn't want to be in the parade, makes him go too slow. I think this car goes by the name of Phoebe, and we're making all sorts of pun jokes here, and I'm not finding your number. Okay, we got Daisy Duke driving up here on a John Deere. She's the youngest farmer of all time. She's also the farmer's daughter. This is Randy Randy Neck, one One of the Knack boys. Also goes by Dad. And this is one of the tractors we use to help train kids. And he's just killing it. Look at her go. Well done. Straight up after the parade, if you would like to try and drive that tractor just like Daisy do, go up past that harvester barn right there. That's that barn up there. You're looking up the hill. Go right on the other side of that barn, and Randy will let you too drive that tractor. This is Dean driving a 1020 Titan with the Daisy Reaper on the back. Did I get that right? And we got some information here. Thank you, Mark. This is part of the STEAM team coming up. This is a Case Steam tractor. How many horsepower is that? 60 horsepower. On the belt. 20 horse on the drawbar. Okay, that means you see that big pulley on the right hand side, on the opposite side of me. If you hook up a belt to that, you can get 60 horsepower. If you hook a trailer up to the back of it, which is called the drawbar, where that lovely gentleman with the back, that was the blue hat, is standing, that's where the drawbar is. And you get 20 horsepower worth of pulley on there. Driven by Zed's little brother. Even though they're not related, they look like they could be. And they both smiled, so I think they kind of liked it. This is an Allen Chalmers HD5. Got a Detroit diesel in it. Another little happy owner here driving. Look at that smile on his face. .960 is a 1941 John Deere, fully restored by Gary Lockhart, owned by Linda and Gary Lockhart, driven by Gary with his lovely bride on the back.
Most of you have heard of a band, Buffalo Springfield. They named it after a Buffalo Springfield road roller in front of their condo when they were rehearsing and trying to pick a name for the band. There's the Buffalo Springfield.
Thank you, Mr. Mark. And that, folks, is a lot of information I don't have. That's why it's important we all work here together. That way we can make it the best for our fans, because this crowd is just out of control today. This is Georgie again, driving his Anheuser-Busch tank truck. It's a 1954 Chevy 6400 2-ton. He might not look long enough, folks, but Dorothy used to drive this truck back in 1954 when it first came out. That man right there could carry 5 kegs of beer on his back and still have room for a 6-pack under his arm. Is a 1953 Farmall Super M, owned by Dwayne and Sharon McBride out of Roosevelt and driven by Dwayne. When he's not at the show here, driven with his lovely wife and his lovely daughter Ella, and Michelle in the passenger seat. I think that's Ella's favorite car right there. And rumor has it Eric was as big as Ella when he first started coming here. And like I said before, Eric is now our president of our board here at the museum. So he loves to hear any ideas and suggestions too. Okay, this is Jake from State Farm. He's driving tractor number 368. Jake just absolutely loves my insurance jokes. He did get me back the other day. He called me at my work and he says, hey, I'd like to talk to you about your insurance policies. I'm like, what are you talking about, dude? And then I caught on because every time I call Jake from State Farm. He's driving an 1897 Chase center crank 12 horsepower straw burner. This is only one of a few that is existent and operational. There are only probably 12 or so left in the world, and only half of them run. So here's probably one of 6. It's an amazing piece of equipment. These guys do a great job of rebuilding and taking care of this stuff. Jake is a longtime member here, and I believe he is the president of the steam team. All-around good guy, and if you want to lower your insurance rates, go see Jake after this parade. He'll be waiting at the top of the parade. See, that's something Geico can't do. Let's hear it again. This one right here is a 1930 Caterpillar Model 15, owned and restored by Bud Nag and Bruce Christensen. Owned by Bud Nag and Bruce Christensen out of Escondido. Driven by Ron and Hannah Nag. Look at, I'm getting better. 509. This is 509, brought to you by the Antique Gas and Steam Engine Museum. It's supposed to be the end of the parade. Uh-oh, here comes Santa. This is a 1949 John Deere Model M. The tractor name is restored and driven by Jim Huffman, the jolly old elf himself. And Santa, don't forget, chubby guys like candy too. Oh, Santa!
Every day! Come back and see us in November, December for holiday nights!
Uh-oh.
No, Santa, no!
Should have been a Jane deer.
Oh, Santa.
Oh, Santa got it started to back up. We'll get the candy resumed here in a moment. These old tractors can sometimes be finicky.
Silly Mary Day.
Okay, pulling up the rear here, Double D. He is towing a John Deere 8530 pedal tractor. We're actually raffling this thing off. The winner will be picked tomorrow afternoon after tomorrow's parade. We are selling raffle tickets, $5 a piece or 6 for $30. If you'd like to own a piece of history, this would be a way to do it. Or if you want to start your tractor collection, here's a way to start.
Oh, this one. Oh.